And there we are. See, we just appear out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, that's it.
And there we go. It's me, Hugh, and Val
me.
Shearman.
That's me,
my
Valerie.
co-host today, Val.
Wet. And
it's raining.
It was a rainy day.
It's really muggy today.
It's very, very
isn't it?
muggy. Yes, I know. You're right.
I wish I was outside.
I do. Well, dancing in the rain, so to speak. We'll be dancing in the rain.
Yeah. Although I am
But that's
concerned
okay.
about that radiation still, right?
Oh, is that right? Radiation, yes.
From the Fukushima, because
Oh.
it's still releasing radiation, and they say it's in the
Wow.
rain.
How's it going to affect us?
Well, you know, one hot particle can spoil your whole day.
It can. In what way?
Well, if there's radiation there, they said, now I don't know what the status is exactly now, although the radiation's still coming out.
Okay.
But when they had those explosions, remember those explosions?
Yes,
So
yes.
that was actually nuclear fuel that was blowing up.
Oh.
And some of that, they were actual particles, very small,
Small particles.
but and so small, but that they could be carried by the air. They could have made it to North America.
And blow on top of the buildings or what have you.
And come down in the rain,
Okay.
right? And so if you get one, say in your lung,
You breathe
it's
it
a
in.
piece of radioactive fuel that continues to emit radioactivity and could
That's so
cause
scary. 'cause-
cancer or something like that. Yeah.
Wow, and it's unseen. You don't even see this.
You don't even know
You could
it.
be walking down the street laughing away and ingest something like that.
Well, here's the thing, and nobody's even thinking about this stuff anymore. But
No.
Arnie
haven't.
Gunderson, who's a nuclear scientist, he went to Tokyo like this year or last year,
Wow.
and he took a number of soil samples just on the ground anywhere in Tokyo,
Okay.
and he measured the radioactivity, and if that material, that just topsoil,
In the soil.
was in the U.S., it would have to be disposed of as if it was radioactive waste. It was
Wow.
that radioactive. So that's Tokyo.
That's crazy. So that goes into the water and
It's everybody.
And the fish
Everybody's
and-
living in that.
wow,
in
that's
Tokyo.
that's really scary when you stop
It's
to
really
think about
scary.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, we
Don't
just
wanna
have
have
to
that happen.
be thankful and
We are- yes.
hopefully. I don't know.
Hopefully,
Maybe
just
it's
pray.
gonna. I don't know. What's
Is it a
gonna
luck
happen?
thing? It's not even a luck thing. It can happen to anybody.
Could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
But apparently, I don't know. We don't even understand the nature of reality, right?
No, we don't.
The quantum universe, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if we have any video about that,
no.
but
It'd be nice to see some video. I mean, but it's kind of scary.
it is scary. But anyways,
Scary.
I like this kind of day though, the dark day like this.
Yes, it's great for your lungs. You know, if you do want to go out there and breathe deeply,
Yeah,
not thinking about the radiation.
exactly. Well, I lucked out because I rode my bike. I looked at the radar map. I said, okay, I gotta go at this time. There's
Yeah.
going to be a window. I made it to the True Love Cafe where I met a friend this morning.
Oh, in Dundas?
Yeah, you know where that is?
Yes, I know
Yeah, I
where
went
it
there
is.
this morning.
A friend of mine used to play piano in there.
Really?
Yes.
Who?
I forgot. His
Oh,
name was a
actually,
jazz
not-
piano player. Yes.
Not Ken.
Ken.
Yeah,
Ken
I was-
Skinner. Yes.
He did? That's
Yeah,
who I met there this morning.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What about how karmic is this?
Yeah.
He's
So-
a great piano player.
So, yeah, he is. And anyway, and then it poured like heck when we were in there having coffee, and he was
You were
on
gonna
his
say
bike
hell,
too.
weren't you?
No. But, and then it cleared up again. I managed to
Wow.
ride it. But
I know it's still raining though. It's still raining.
Yeah.
I'm still very wet.
Anyway, it's
You
September.
can see, but I kind of like it.
And, well, we have a very, well, I'll tell you who we've got on the show. Rebecca Nazz is coming in.
Wow, great singer.
She should
Great
be-
singer-songwriter.
See, you know everybody.
I know everybody.
amazing.
When you're in the music business,
Yeah.
you just happen. It's a small world.
And your friend is coming in today, Catherine.
Yes, Catherine.
Now, see, the thing is, because the last time she was here, she was talking about the Superstarz
yes,
contest.
she's one of our judges.
But today, we're going to talk about some 2012 stuff and all that,
Wow.
right?
Well, she is a gal with a lot of knowledge, this girl. I'm telling you,
So,
great singer-songwriter.
I just hope she shows up. But you
I do
said she
too.
would.
She
right?
has never let me down. She's always showed up.
Okay.
So, see.
Also, John Board is coming in with Hector Centeno.
Santino?
And John's writing a book called Me, the Bees, and Cancer. I think he's
Wow. I've heard
treating
of that.
himself for cancer with bee stings.
I've heard of something like that.
I've heard of it too, but I don't know anything about it.
I've seen a little bit about it. How it was, they were treating bee stings with muscular dystrophy as well.
Oh, yeah?
As far as, they're using this, and people would actually go to these houses, and these therapists would have bees in a bottle,
Yeah.
and they'd sit down and make them sting their backs. And then they'd feel rejuvenated and better.
Really?
Yes,
That's
this is going
interesting.
back a long time ago.
Very interesting.
So this is another therapy, I gather.
Yeah. So we don't know anything about it. Well, you know a little bit about
A
it,
little
but
bit. I've
we're
heard
going to
of good
find
things
out
about
because
these
John's writing a
things.
book about it, and I think
Wow.
he's undergoing the treatment himself. So
Awesome.
that's going to be very interesting coming
Great.
up a little bit later
Awesome.
towards the end of the show. Now, I have, we're going to play a video now.
Okay.
We've got, there might be, apparently, there's a rumor out there that there could be a surprise announcement tonight, I think, on Jay Leno, because Ron Paul apparently is going to be on Jay Leno or something like that, and some people are saying he might announce that he's going to run for the presidency as a third party or
Wow.
a third independent candidate. So we got some video about that right now. We're going to watch
I'd
that.
love to see that.
And we're going to come back with Rebecca as Liquid Lunch gets underway. We'll be right
Great.
back.
Hey, welcome back everyone. I am Matt Larson, and there are these huge rumors that are floating around. Ron Paul is to have some special announcement on Jay Leno's show September 4th. So, what is the announcement? Everyone's asking. They're like, Matt, what do you think that he's going to say? And to be honest with you, I don't know. There are definitely many things that I hope for. And here is what I think we can maybe even push his announcement towards. We need to make sure we flood Ron Paul's congressional office in D.C. and in Texas, in both places. And we need to send him a clear message, because we've known that Gary Johnson even said that if Ron Paul wanted the Libertarian ticket, he would give it to him. Now, is it too late to hop over to the Libertarian side yet? I don't know. I need to check and look into those rules, because you can't just exactly Google that and find it. There seems to be conflicting messages from each thing. So if any of you guys are like hardcore rule book readers and stuff like that, and you can actually find it in a book instead of on some website, because I've found both saying yes, you can do it, and no, you can't do it yet, like for filing dates on tickets and stuff like that. I don't know. So if you would know that answer, please let us know and cite your source so at least we can go and verify. That's number one. I think that somehow Ron Paul is going to be moving over to the Libertarian ticket, because why else save all that money in your campaign still? Unless they want to go and support other Libertarian candidates this year for Congress and Senate and other parties in each individual state. That could be another reason too. But I think that the amount of money that they're saving up, they're looking to actually push towards a national run on the Libertarian ticket. The other thing is that possibly Ron Paul will be endorsing someone on Tuesday. Those are the only two things I can think of. And I know for a fact it will not be Mitt Romney. He will not endorse Mitt Romney. He's said it time in and time out. Mitt Romney is not on his list of any piles of crap that he can endorse. So that's good news. But we can make this happen. If we, all these petitions and stuff online, yes, they're great, but I highly doubt that Ron Paul actually hears about them. So if you want to make a difference, I'm going to post Ron Paul's Texas number and his DC number to his offices down below in the description. Call it. Let them know your voice. Let them send them an email, whatever you have to do. Let them know what your opinion is. Because I think if enough people push him and push him and push him, Ron Paul might consider it. I mean, why not? He was in it to win it for the GOP. So why not go over and actually make it onto the nomination and onto the ticket on the Libertarian Party and be on the ballot in almost all 50 states? I guarantee you we can get the Johnson-Paul ticket or the Paul Johnson ticket 15% or higher to get him in all national debates. So go, call, email, whatever you want to do. Make your opinion heard. Let's get Ron Paul's special announcement this upcoming Tuesday on September 4th to be on Jay Leno's show announcing that he is now moving over to the Libertarian Party's ticket. I ask that you guys thumbs up this video and share it with friends and family. The more people that see this, hopefully the greater number we have actually calling and making that difference. If you're new to my videos, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of the current, just normal politics and Ron Paul news. As always, I'm Matt Larson. Go Ron Paul. Peace.
So there it is. So tonight is the night. So we might find out. That would be a big news.
Big news. Big drum rolls.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Here's some coffee coming in.
Coffee. Wow.
Thank you.
Service with a smile. That was really nice. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So now, while we're waiting for Rebecca, because it is so rainy out there.
Yes.
And it is the first day back. It just seems like a weird day. Like I forgot my cell phone. Aaron lost his cell phone.
Yeah, it is. When it's damp out like this and the kids go back to school today, so everybody's been rushing around. More people than normal on the streets. That's what happens.
Although I found it was okay, because maybe because it was raining. Not as many bikes as normal. But anyways.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about Superstars. What do you got going on at the Black Swan?
Well, September the 14th, which is a Friday, we are opening the stage up to more singer-songwriters to come down and play, bring their band, perform themselves, just sing a cappella. Whatever they do, it's got to be their own music, and sign up that night. Join us. We're getting strong with the numbers for this internet contest, and it's doing really, really good. And not to forget to thank our sponsors, Soundhouse Recording Studio and Current Management with Jerry Young, New You, International, DBS Manufacturers, Aerostar, our great producer, and Asoma Music.
What's Asoma Music?
Asoma Music is just like we were talking about a little bit earlier. Errol actually has a company called Asoma Music, and they design music for different healing companies. So he will write different types of music, and they purchase this music from him to display in their yoga classes or, healing meditation and what have you. He's been doing this for many years. It's very good.
Great.
It's called Asoma Music. If you
Awesome.
.com if you want to take a look.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, quite a talented guy.
Yeah.
Really is. He's a great producer.
Okay, so the 14th, that's a Friday night. That's great. It's a
Friday.
great venue, the Black Swan, which is on the north side of Danforth, just east of
Broadview. And come on down. Try and get there early so that we can sign you up and get you in some kind of chronological order to get up and play. Bring your guitar, bring your own instrument if you do. And we do have drums that'll be there. And like I said, you can just bring your tracks. We'll have a CD player. You can play to your own music on tracks. So come on down and join the great fun.
You know what? What's good about? I can tell you, because one of the venues that's pretty popular is the supermarket in the Kensington Market.
I've heard of that place. I've never been there.
Well, it's
go.
they have a big open jam on Sunday night, and
I've got to go.
I've played there a few times, and but it's so busy. It's got to be the busiest jam in the city.
Are you
And
serious?
it's Sunday night, so to get on stage, you got to get down there around 4 in the afternoon.
No way.
And if you sign up, I went in there. I thought I was there early one day. I signed up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't get on stage till 2 a.m. on a Sunday night.
Oh my God, I can't believe that.
So this
I thought
sounds like a
jams were-
really good opportunity because A, it's a Friday night. B, it's probably not going to be anywhere near as busy as that. Plus, you can enter the contest, right?
Wow.
If you're an original artist doing original music, right?
We should go. Definitely, we should go. And we'll get there early.
I'm thinking of bringing my band, as you
Wow.
know.
Sure, well, you're going to bring your band on the 14th.
That's what I'm thinking.
Great. Oh, I want you to.
Yeah.
I want you to bring your band, get up there and perform for us.
Okay.
Show them. And
That'll be fun.
They can get up, well, do
And
some
you've never
harmonies
seen our
together.
band, so
Never.
that'll be interesting.
Never heard your music. Are you going to do some originals?
Yeah, all originals.
All right.
Well, maybe not all, but
That's okay. You can do covers
we
too.
could do all.
But the contestants have to do original music.
I understand.
Good.
Okay. So, okay, well, we're still waiting for Rebecca. Let's see here. We've got Well, let's watch this. Do this Foster Gamble thing. Did you see that movie? What was it called? The Thrive movie. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I have heard of it, but I didn't see it yet.
Well, this is the guy that made it. I think he's the
Right.
Gamble in Procter and Gamble, also, and he made this movie. Yeah.
Great.
So we're gonna watch this from Foster Gamble, and we're gonna come back. Hopefully, Rebecca will be here as well.
Great.
Oh, by the way, we want to say hi to Ernest. Ernest. Hi, Ernest. Ernest.
Hello,
Hi.
Ernest.
He's tuning in all the way from Ottawa.
Really?
Apparently, they got
great.
internet in Ottawa now.
Wow, I hope so. Makes us feel special.
Okay, so hi Ernest, and we're going to come back hopefully with Rebecca as we get
Great.
underway here on a Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Hi folks, Foster here, and today I want to share with you a really exciting and true story, and I want to invite your help with this. At Thrive, we've been delightfully immersed for the last 3 weeks in our new Solutions Hub, and I'm thrilled to report that we have over 130 groups from around the world already who've registered in this network, who are working on key solutions, many Thrive inspired, and linking together to share best practices. One of the things that has emerged that I've been getting educated about by people in our network is a phenomenon called CAFRs, C-A-F-R, which stands for Comprehensive Annual Financial Reports. Now, what this is imagine during this time when firefighters are having to take pay cuts and police officers are getting laid off and teachers are getting fired and tuition's getting raised at the universities, people are losing their homes. Imagine if you came across a treasure trove of trillions of dollars of your money. Well, that's what these CAFRs seem to be. And it turns out that governments at the city level, at the state level, and at the federal level keep two sets of books. The one is their operating expenses, the money they take in from you every year and the services that they need to put out. Another is what a private institution would call their endowment. It's their investment fund. And they only have to publish the results of that once a year. And major media doesn't cover it, with very few exceptions. And it's pretty much kept secret. I wondered why that is. And many politicians in their local areas probably aren't even aware of this fund. Sometimes it's hidden behind terms like restricted or allocated. But the fact of the matter is that this is a huge fund. In California alone, last year, there are $755 billion sitting in this investment fund, invested for the most part with the big banks and the multinational corporations, and the dividend interest comes in from these investments. And rather than just going into the operating budget, it stays in this, what they call sometimes a rainy day fund. Well, it's raining. It's time to access that, particularly because it's taxpayer money. So the Lone Ranger in this whole story is a man named Walter Burien. And I invite you to check him out on the internet. We'll have a link at the bottom of this blog that'll take you to his website. And there are plenty of videos there that can educate you about really his heroic journey over the last 20 years trying to bring this to light. And as you can imagine, he's been severely suppressed in lots of ways. He's a former military veteran. He's an experienced finance and business person. He knows what he's talking about. He's laid out the information very clearly to make it available to you at great risk to himself. So let's take an example, because this sounds almost unbelievable. Recently, Stockton, California, a reasonable sized city of 300,000 plus people, just filed for bankruptcy. And when I saw that, I thought, gee, I wonder why they just didn't tap into their investment fund. So I started looking on the internet to see what was going on with this. And a friend sent me a link to the following clip, which is very revealing. Let's take a look.
Attorney David Mastagni will represent the Stockton Police Union in the AB 506 bankruptcy prevention mediation, but says he's never been this unprepared. The problem, he claims City Manager Bob Dice refuses to give him important financial documents.
The information that's needed is the 2011 CAFR, and for those who don't understand what that is, it's an audited financial statement that demonstrates what the city's financial situation actually looks like and where the money actually is.
The city admits the annual financial report is late. Councilman Dale Fritchen says it's usually done by December 1st, and he's never seen it this late before. But the city says it will provide an unaudited copy within 30 days. The union says it's still waiting.
So we don't know exactly what would be in this year's CAFR report in Stockton. But looking at last year's might give us a hint why those wanting to file Chapter 9 bankruptcy would want to delay the report for over 6 months until after that decision was made. Last year's CAFR reported $694 million in current assets, of which $208 million is in liquid investments. Now that seems to indicate to me that a slight dip into this hush-hush rainy day fund could have handled Stockton's problems very smoothly. Some were even calling this a hostile takeover, with the bankruptcy being used as a means of breaking pension and health contracts. And this same type of scenario is playing out for cities and states all over the country. Now, I'm not an expert in this, but I invite any of us who find this situation both outrageous and promising to come up to speed and link our efforts. So I encourage you, please search on the internet, if you're interested in this, for the CAFR results, Comprehensive Annual Financial Report in your area, by city and by state, to see how much of your money is stashed away. Then send in your results to our comment board at the Solutions Hub on thrivemovement.com. And together we can expose whatever is really going on and get that money where it's most needed. This might seem undoable, that some citizens could take on something as vast as this, even if it's true. So if you need an example of what citizens can do, let's look for a moment to Iceland. Now, as other countries around the world are succumbing to this debt entrapment by the bankers, Iceland, which was also entrapped by Goldman Sachs and other major banks, finally just stood up and said no to much of their fake bank debt. And they proceeded to jail some of the Rothschild bankers. And in the first year, the economy went down over 6%. The next year, it rose over 2%. And the next year again, it rose over 2%. And now they are doing better than the European Union. They're doing better than Greece. They're doing way better than the United States. And you'll see a link about this where you can check it out yourself at the bottom of this blog. But if they can do this and show the world what people can do when they get organized around integrity and the truth, then we can too. So do what you can, send us in what you find, and in the meantime, stay informed, stay nonviolent, and stay relentless. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be great. I like to help independent artists too.
All right, so we're going to have to watch that later, figure out what that was all about.
Wow. Now I feel like they've been left out of something.
So I understand you're making a video, Val.
Yeah, we are.
And what's the concept of this video? Now, I'm remembering, because I don't know, you reminded me just based on the production company. Remember the old SCTV show? They had the tubes on one time and they went fishing?
Yeah.
Remember with Gil Fisher? Remember the Red Fisher takeoff that John Candy played?
Oh, yes. But it's not going to be anything like that. I'm not going fishing.
Okay, because that could be a good video.
It would be, if we can kind of put it together. I could see it maybe happening, but I'd have to leave that up to the crew to kind of make it work.
Yeah.
But no, the crew actually works for a company called Outdoor Productions, and they do all the fishing shows. That's where you got that from.
I know.
And so they are going to do my video.
Yeah.
And in exchange, they're doing a docudrama or documentary on my husband by Shearman. So we have a meeting about that today, or sorry, this week sometime. And yeah, we're shooting a video from one of the songs off the album, and it's called Spirited Lady. And going back to my native roots. And
So how do you
sure.
come up, like, do you have a concept yet for your video?
Not yet. We have some ideas
Yeah.
that we're going to, this is great for original artists because they're going to be driven to do something like this one day. What are we going to do in our video?
Yeah.
And because I'm going back to the native things, my culture, we're going to do something outside. So the song is called Spirited Lady, so we might have a native girl. I know a lot of, native people from the native cultural centers that come out and do the native dancing. So I might involve them. So it'll be in open fields, and the band will be set up in different fields and performing.
Okay.
That kind of thing. So it's very natural, outside, very nature, whole bit. Not fishing.
Okay. Because it's interesting how the whole idea of how you come up with a concept for a video. Because sometimes you get a concept. Oh, that'd be a great concept for video, but you don't have the song yet.
Yeah.
But then when you come the other way, you got a song, you got to do a video for it. It's sometimes difficult to even come up with a concept. And so I was just trying to pick your brain about what the creative process was there.
Well, one of the creative processes are that if you look at your lyrics, you're going to have to write to the story that you're telling. So if there's a story in the lyrics, and if you have a meaning, there's got to be some kind of a hook line. Mine is Spirited Lady, and it's about a woman that's out there. She's had to live on the streets and kind of get strong and move forward. And so we're kind of making her go back to her native side, but plus bring her back to reality where she's living in the real world. So that kind of thing. So we're going to get both aspects of this. So it's all in your song. It's in the lyrics. You read your lyrics, that's your video.
Although sometimes I'm thinking, lately for some reason, I don't even know why, Val, but I've been like going crazy for the Dandy Warhols. Do you know that group, the Dandy Warhols?
Yes, yeah.
I've been going
Why
just
is that?
crazy. I don't know. For some reason, I'm just totally enjoying
Maybe it's the melodies.
their music. I think it's part of it for them is they have a certain sense of humor that I like, and
Yeah, that's true. We don't want to lose that
sense of humor
side.
and
the fun.
and it's just fun.
It's
and,
a fun thing, yeah.
I just like the songs. Anyway.
You're right.
Okay, so what are we going to do? I think Rebecca just got here.
Wow.
So let's got this video about the fingerprint of God. Apparently God has a fingerprint.
I didn't know that. I'm interested.
And it's got something to do with Fibonacci numbers.
Oh.
So let's check this out, and we'll get Rebecca ready to go here, and we'll get it all happening here on Liquid Lunch. We'll be right back.
Great. Finger God.
Individuality, the trademark of any artist, designer, or architect. Each desires a uniqueness to their creation, a quality that separates it from any other. Man naturally has this individuality, his fingerprint. There are 6.5 billion people on the face of the earth, and no two fingerprints are the same. Everything we touch or make contact with is branded with a small expressed image revealing to all who see it who was there. Around 1200 AD, a man named Leonard Pisano, better known as Fibonacci, discovered a sequence of numbers that created a very interesting pattern. The sequence begins with the numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and continues indefinitely. Each number is obtained by adding the last two digits together. A rectangle with a length and width of any two of the numbers of this sequence forms what is known as the golden rectangle, a perfect rectangle. A golden rectangle can be broken down into squares the size of the next Fibonacci numbers down and below. If we were to take a perfect or golden rectangle, break it down into smaller squares based on Fibonacci's sequence, and divide each with an arc, the patterns begin to take shape. We begin to see Fibonacci's spiral. The spiral in and of itself is insignificant. Its importance is revealed in where we find it. Take, for example, the sunflower. The display of its florets are in perfect spirals of 55, 34, and 21. The sequence of Fibonacci. The fruitlets of the pineapple create the same spiral based on the sequence. The pine cone does the same. As currents move through the ocean and the tide rolls onto the shore, the waves that bring in the tide curve into a spiral that can be mathematically diagrammed onto a plot at the points 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and 55. Buds on trees, sand dollars, starfish, petals on flowers, and especially the nautilus shell are formed with this exact same blueprint. With each segment of growth, the nautilus adds to itself one more value on Fibonacci's scale. This blueprint can be seen around us on a small scale every day, but the greatest example of all is directly above our heads. At an average of 100,000 light years across, even the spiral of the galaxies above us are formed with the exact design that the tiny shell is formed. This sequence, or blueprint, appears to be the trademark of a designer, a proof of a creator, something left behind indicating the one who was there, a fingerprint. As we scan our universe, from the tiny flower to the awe-inspiring galaxy, we see the fingerprint of God.
set it up?
Yeah.
Oh, we're back. Okay, so you see, obviously, the UFOs and the Mayans were in cahoots,
Yes.
right?
They were, I think
Apparently, now disclosure was supposed to happen around the time of the Olympics because the Queen was negotiating,
so. Oh,
right?
she was?
She was negotiating to be forgiven for her crimes,
Oh.
right? But didn't happen. Apparently, it's going to happen 2015.
Oh, okay.
That's when the aliens are going to expose themselves.
Wow, I hope not in a rude way.
Right, Rebecca?
Right.
Not in a rude way.
That's Rebecca Nazz joining us here.
Yay.
She's just back from LA. It sounds so
Yes.
cool that you just came back from LA.
Anyone going to the States, it's always cool.
Wow.
The beach and the sand, and you know. But we love Canada. We still love Canada. You got to come back home.
Do they have a slang there when they talk?
Yes, they do. They have an accent about
In
it.
California?
They do.
Yeah,
They've got the
I've heard
Cali
that.
accent.
What's it? Do it for
I
us.
can't do
Yeah,
it.
'cause I
I
did-
can't do it.
I thought it was a lot like the Canadian accent. The
Really?
California was
Well, we
sort of
say A
except
here a
we
lot,
we
but-
say A and whereabouts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? But apart from that, I thought California was kind of the same.
Well, they're funny. They had coffee one day and they were like, "Do you want a coffee?" And I'm like, "I don't say it like that." And I'm, isn't that what
Yeah.
Canadians say? And I'm like, "No, they don't. They don't say that." So they've got a little bit of an impression about our accent, but
I know.
Yeah. Or they're
They
just,
laugh.
yeah,
They're just razzing you.
I think so.
Now, they don't have Tim Hortons down there, do they?
No.
Did you
sadly,
miss it?
I missed it. I'm addicted to it. I think I went through withdrawal for a few days. Starbucks didn't cut it.
No, Starbucks doesn't
No.
cut
That's
it.
weird to hear
no,
that.
there's no way.
Wow. They don't have Tim Hortons there? I don't believe it.
Yeah. It's
Oh, that's crazy.
So what's the vibe like down there in LA? Because everybody's talking about how bad the economy is and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But what's the vibe like on the street or on the beach?
people are down, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of layoffs and it's affected people, but because I guess they've got the beach, they've got the outdoors, you kind of can get away from things and not think about it.
Yeah.
So they're doing okay, but I think the businesses suffered a lot, and there were a lot of closures I saw, and houses for sale, and yeah, it was different from when I visited like 3 summers back. So
Really? What was the difference?
the sadness around, I guess, in the streets and stuff, just what's going on.
Depressed.
You
Really?
could tell, yeah. But people still get by. They're not letting it hold them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to survive.
Okay.
American or Canadian, doesn't matter, right?
Now,
Yeah.
I know it's, we were asking you were down there on family business, but you got, my first question was, were you doing the music down there? Because you're doing, well, we're going to watch your video, your
Yes.
single later on. You're a singer, songwriter,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Did you not do, I would think you'd go down there and do some kind of music stuff.
I know. I really did want to, but I didn't plan. It was an unplanned. It was like a up and go, and so we went to a water deck, and I just kind of did a little performance that was on the spur. But beyond that, no, not really. I didn't have my demos to give labels. No, I wasn't prepared.
Well, what's it like in the clubs there, Rebecca? Can you walk in? Like here, you can go into a jam or something, right?
Yeah.
Do they have such a thing there?
Because I heard it was all pay to play down there. That's how Guns N' Roses got started. They had
Yeah.
pay to
Right.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secure your spot, get booked, and you can't just show up. And months in
Wow.
advance, it's booked up, and
That's crazy. So it's not like here, you can't just go into a jam and sign up and say, hey, can I get up and play? Or-
Some open mics, yes, you
Oh,
can.
okay.
You can. Open mics always, but beyond that, not really. Not
That's
really.
crazy.
And they've got so many scenes: jazz, they've got electronic, punk. They've got a lot of different. Everyone's doing their own genre there. Yeah.
All right. Well, what kind of genre would you describe your music as?
I kind of put it under pop for the sake of marketing,
Yeah.
and then the new EP I'm working on is more acoustic stuff. So it's a blend of the two. And I did a pop EP, and now I'm working on an acoustic EP. So yeah, I kind of dabble in both.
So what's your sense of the music industry lately? And because Val's a musician, right?
Yep.
I'm a musician.
Okay.
You're a musician.
Yeah.
Right? I've kind of given up.
Oh no.
Never give up. Never give up. We
Not really, I just
evolve and
say
we
that.
change,
Yeah.
that's all.
For
We
funny
evolve and
purposes,
change.
but it seems different. I mean, it's like there's so much music, right? So many people putting out original music, and it's like it's a real question about how you really break through these days. You must have given that some thought.
I did, and I think it's easier now a little bit because even if you don't become a breakthrough or you don't get a record label, you can do your YouTube videos and build a following, get paid through YouTube, get out there. Like all of my friends are doing that, and it's not like you have to have a record deal necessarily. So
It
that
helps
way,
a bit,
yeah,
but,
the
you know, you
computers
don't have-
change things, but for tours and really promos and stuff, you still need that label push. But I think it's good that you don't have to give up altogether. You can still do something decent, even if
Right.
it's online.
Yeah.
Like, so that way, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, it's fun, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy it and you love it, I don't really think it's about the breakthrough. It's just about getting it out. If people enjoy it, they want to come to a show. If you've got a following of like 200 people that are buying your music and coming, then that's good. You can keep making it. I kind of stopped chasing the whole, I want a record deal. Like, you know, kind of if it happens, great. If it doesn't, it's not the end
That's
of the world.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the best
Okay.
attitude too.
So, no, are you from Toronto?
Actually, I've been all around Canada. I don't consider myself a Torontonian or anything, but I've been here for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
Prior in like Ottawa, Montreal, Halifax. Spent a year there, so I've been like moving around a lot because my family had to move around. But yeah, now I'm kind of here. Yeah.
And how's it
And
going?
I try to go back home as well to India and try to do some stuff there. So, you know, hopefully that'll happen at some point.
What do you do? Have you performed in India?
Yeah, I did perform there, and you know they've shown some interest as well. So, you know, whether it be a record deal here or there, like either or, it's great. It'd be good. So that way, I'm promoting stuff there too.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to just have that opportunity.
Right.
Because I didn't really look at that as being an opportunity or a market, and
Yeah. It's a big market.
yeah, apparently I'm leaving out half of the world's population. So I'm like, you know.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I speak the language, but not fluently. And the music is usually in Hindi, but now I think they are getting more. They have been over the last 5-6 years, including English into their songs. And I don't know if you heard of Akon doing that collaboration with a big singer there, and so they're trying to do that. So, you know.
Are you
for me,
talking
it's
like doing duets with other
like
Indian
Bollywood
artists?
singers?
Yeah, Bollywood singers. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Or taking the songs and having it remixed. So it doesn't hurt. It's just
That's
another
great.
market. Yeah.
It's great. It's really changing musically across the world. So they're opening up to, you know, and so are we. So
Yeah.
it's changing here too.
Yeah. I find in Canada it's a lot of folk music, really, and truly when I try to look at female artists that have made it for me, and there are different genres, but I feel like sometimes that can be a genre that does really well, but it wasn't in me to go that route. So I dabbled in it, but I was like, no, that's not me. So I'm just going to leave that alone. Yeah.
So now you're working on you said you had an EP out already?
Yes, I do. A 4-track EP that's more of like pop dance music. It's got one sort of acoustic alternative, you could say adult contemporary type of song. There's a video out for that called How Can I Stay? That's one of the first ones I put out. And so that did okay. But in terms of live shows and stuff, I'm working on a new project for that. So.
No, what's different, or describe the new project for us?
The new project is more, we've got using different instruments in terms of percussion, so congas, kahuna, I think that's how you say it.
Kahuna,
yeah.
Yes, okay, that's how you say it.
What is that?
I just discovered myself. It's that little drum, that box drum that you kind of...
See, I would have thought it would have been big.
No,
The
so
kahuna.
it's a small little box drum, and each side of it gives a different sound. It's got different thickness.
Different depth,
I just
yeah.
learned myself like 2 weeks ago. So
Is it Hawaiian or something?
I don't know where it's from. I didn't really ask. It
Yeah.
might
I
be
think it's a Brazilian instrument.
Brazilian. Okay,
I believe so.
yeah.
Mind you, I've seen in a lot of the Brazilian parades them playing those different instruments.
Yeah.
I've even picked them up as well, playing
Yeah.
the tambourine and keyboards. Now I find I'm having to play all kinds of instruments now because the guys in the band make me.
Yeah.
Because if we record like that, they go, okay, now we add keyboards, so you got to play keyboards. Okay, so I'm learning keyboards. And you got to play percussion. Okay, so I'm singing, shaking,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
kinds of things. You got to
No.
be a jack of many trades.
It's true. It's true. We're just standing and singing all the time. I mean, I play the guitar when I can, and then if I'm not, then there's a shaker or something. I'm trying to
Right.
incorporate
Which
that.
is good.
Yeah. So it's getting to be fun, but I think the project will be more raw instruments, acoustic, and just kind of let the voice shine and try different percussion instruments. And the pop had we use a lot of effects, synthesizers, that type of thing. And these tracks can always be remixed to be something like that, but I just want a more raw product.
Yeah, very
you know?
raw.
So this is more raw than your previous
Yes,
stuff?
yes.
Great.
Okay, now are you working with a group? Other musicians?
Yes, I am working with two musicians, Greg and Dan, and we're going to be getting together. We rehearse twice a week, and we're
Good.
planning to, launch the material, and along with covers, lots of covers, because I don't have enough
Yeah, we
originals.
were talking about that, I know. That's some
But-
originals, right?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, what covers are you doing? Any Nickelback?
Oh God, no, sorry, Canada. They're cool, but not my kind of thing. I am doing, I'm doing Bob Dylan,
Good. Hey.
John Mayer, Tracy Chapman,
Good stuff.
Jewel. I don't know as far as Canadian acts. It's a mix. Maroon 5, some of their stuff. Coldplay. Maroon 5's This Love. I think that's what it's called. This Love.
Okay.
It's taken its toll on me.
Oh yeah, that one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
But all acoustic. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So did the other guys sing in the band?
They don't sing. We need someone for backup.
Oh, okay.
Harmonies.
What are you going to do? You're going to advertise right now?
We
Maybe somebody's
could. I mean,
watching
if
this and
anyone,
they can get in
hey,
touch.
if anyone wants to do backups, please do. I mean,
Uh-oh, you better put that back.
Yeah.
Did that just happen now?
And I don't know how to
Rebecca?
put this back.
Here.
Oh,
Just, yes, a clip.
oh, there we go.
There
I
you
got
go.
it. Yeah, I think so.
Snap it.
Oh shoot.
I'm sure we were always listening.
That
hearing
that
her.
happened now, or was that?
It
there
must
we
have
go.
just happened.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, if anyone wants to join us, please do.
Because that's how Sheryl Crow started,
Really?
right? As a backup singer.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before.
So somebody out there wants to be the next Sheryl Crow,
Wow.
they should probably get in touch with you.
Join Rebecca
Hey,
and do some
Rebecca
harmony.
Nazz at gmail.com. Just
That's
email
great.
me. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So actually, you could come and perform for us at Superstarz at the Black Swan on the 14th.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
Great time for people to come and hear your music.
Yeah, definitely we'll do that. The 14th, Black Swan, and then the 15th we're doing All Stars Bar and Grill, and
Great.
I think end of this month, 29th, there's another show at Urban Noise Festival. It's a festival in Etobicoke that's happening, so I'll be doing that.
Do you know the location for that?
It's by Albion and Kipling area. It's Albion Library area.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a youth event. So
And where's this All Stars place on the 15th?
that's All Stars is on Bramley Road, Brampton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a bar and grill, singer-songwriter night. Yeah.
Okay.
And Black Swan is, I don't know, downtown or something.
Is
Yeah,
it Broadview and
Danforth.
Danforth?
Yeah, Broadview.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Are you going to bring your two guys out?
yes.
Yes.
I'm so excited because the first time we'll be jamming
Wow.
together. I have to stay on point, or I could really throw off the whole thing.
What? You mean when you're performing or here and now on the show?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
So, okay, so you got your one guy playing percussion, and what's the other guy do?
It's really cool. He plays flamenco, classical guitar.
Wow, that's interesting.
So I got to remember that every time the chorus finishes, before I go into the last outro, to stop and let him do his thing. Cause
Okay, because you don't want to step on it.
yeah, and
Yeah, I
he has
know,
a
I've
solo
done
in
that
every
myself.
song.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll remember that because
Wow.
he's super professional in it, and he puts the guitar up. He actually plays it the way they teach you in school, but nobody does it. Everyone holds the
Wow.
guitar down to look cool.
Yeah, so
But,
he's
you
up
know,
high, so
yeah,
Hold-
he's it up
yeah,
high.
that's how you're supposed to do it.
So
I know.
he plays really well.
Well, lute players play like that. They play up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lute players?
Lute.
It's a beautiful. Is it
Yeah,
lute?
well, I don't know.
I
Lute.
think it's a lute.
I think it's lute. You're right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're beautiful instruments. I just love them. I was
Yeah.
trying to get a lute player to play on my album,
Oh, that's cool.
and it's hard to find a lute player
Yeah.
here
I-
unless I'm in another world, and maybe there's thousands of them out there. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Find me. They're great instrument.
Yeah.
So what about bass? Who's playing bass?
Because you're bass.
Or are you trying
That's
to do what the
the-
Doors did?
That's the problem. So I play the rhythm, and yeah, maybe that's what's going to happen. I don't know, really. And they asked me if I wanted to include it, but I think right now, with the percussion being so good, we're just going to leave it as it is. And the guitarist is trying to add some bass wherever he can as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got to start
short
small
when-
and then build up.
yeah,
You know.
we're short a keyboardist, a bass player, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. Well, sometimes sparse is good. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes too much production, it gets in the way
It
of the
does.
song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how long have you been writing songs for?
Oh, I've been writing since like high school, and I think just like professionally, like to record and stuff, only the last 2-3 years being like, okay, what's not a song and what's just poetry and what's just garbage and what's a song, So all that only kind of started now and last couple years, and yeah, it's been good. I try to collaborate too because I get stuck either at the
Yeah.
hook or finishing a song or finding
Yeah.
a title or
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
So who do you collaborate with the two fellows that you're playing with?
not really for writing, more with my friends, and sometimes I look for professional writers too.
Great.
Yeah, so.
So are you more the lyricist, or are you writing melodies, or both?
I come up with the lyrics and the melody, yeah, and
Yeah.
then somehow in the production part, the melody starts changing.
It does
It
that.
doesn't
But that's
sound,
okay though.
yeah.
That's okay, right?
Yeah,
Or is it?
sometimes it gets better, and sometimes you're like, what happened to my song? Yeah.
Fun part.
Okay, well, now we've got this single
Yes.
that we're going to watch the video of in just a couple minutes here. It's called Canada A, right?
Yes, it is.
So tell us the story of this song.
This was a project I wanted to do for a long time, almost 3-4 years, and I had this idea about it because I was traveling across Canada, and I'm like, it'd be really cool if I could, make a song, actual song for Canada. And I researched, I didn't see anything like it out there. I heard of Classified's material. He put out a song from Halifax, Classified the rapper.
Oh, I think we saw that one.
Yeah, they play it every time Canada Day comes
You
around.
mean Oh Canada?
Oh Canada, that's it.
Oh, Canada,
with the
yeah.
heritage,
It's really good. I love that.
thrown in with the anthem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great song.
So that's the only one I heard of, and I was like, okay, well, I want to do something different, and it never came together. And then just the last year or so, I started writing it. It came to me bits and pieces over months, and then finally I was like, okay, song's ready to go, and I started passing it to people, and I learned a lot about my facts of Canada and where I was right and where I wasn't. And I had a verse where I was talking provinces and then cities, and it either have to be all provinces or cities. You can't mix the two. So the people started picking up on these things and writing me back, and I'm like, okay, I'll fix these things. So then that was it. I said, okay, needs a video, and I talked to people, and they were interested. People heard the song, and so now you have the product. It was a little late this year in getting it out, so you'll hear more of it next year, but this is kind of the single I'm leaving online till my other stuff comes together. And it was fun. It was fun to put together, fun to do the video. Scary too, because you want to be politically correct. You don't want to offend anybody, and
Yes.
and
Especially something like this.
yeah, and I went through that whole immigrant experience and came out of that, so I trying to also tie that in and diversity. I hadn't seen a product or a song that discussed the diversity, so I wanted to represent that. So I'm glad I did it. I something I'm happy with, and
Good for you, Rebecca.
we'll see where it goes.
So is it like released, or can people buy it, or?
Yeah, it's released the video wise, and as far as the EP, I'm not really trying to sell or make money off of this. It's more of like a
Promoting.
promo piece. I performed it at Ribfest, but it'll go to iTunes eventually. But really, everyone downloads everything, so big deal.
Can't make money in the
iTunes.
music business anymore.
Yeah,
tough.
you're 60 cents for your song. Thank you. Yeah. So come out to
For
shows and pick up the CD when I'm doing that. That's more supportive. When
Yes.
people do that, they give you $5 for an EP versus,
That's great.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
when that
Plus, you
time
get to keep the
comes-
money as an independent artist. that way,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
You don't have to
Okay.
piece it off all over the place.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to seeing this. Now, if
Awesome.
people want to get in touch with you, like, do you have a website where they can sign up for all your stuff? And
Yeah. So websites in the works. Right now, Facebook.com / Rebecca Nazz, REBECCA NAZZ. And they can use that for everything, Twitter, YouTube, email as well at gmail.com. So necessity for website hasn't happened yet, but it's getting there.
Like what about stuff like SoundCloud or?
Yes, I've got SoundCloud as well. Everything under that name for any possible online thing you need, it's there.
Okay. Are you on iTunes? Like, can people?
Yes, they can get the old EP, Intimate, which was released last year, and they can, and then these singles and stuff will be coming out later. It's supposed to be the fall, but kind of delayed now, so.
Well, we don't know. So, well, that's good. Well, good luck with finishing the EP.
Thank you so much.
And do you have a title for it?
Yes, it will be called Soldier.
Soldier.
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So, anything else you want to mention before we watch the video here, Rebecca?
Nothing. I hope people like it. Go on YouTube and comment, and come out to the upcoming shows I mentioned. And I want to thank you very much for having me. Yeah.
Okay, well, great to have you here. And looking forward to hearing the song. And we're going to come back with our next guest right after this as Liquid Lunch continues. Here's Canada A by Rebecca Nazz. We'll be right back.
My country, Canada, 4 seasons in one day. Flavors you can savor, make you wanna stay. Second generation immigrants struggled on their own, working hard to build their lives and call Canada home. You love the prairies, far, far as the eye can see. Rugged Rockies, Maritimes, I am now with me. Wave your red and white flag so they can all now see. In Canada we are one loving family. I'm Indo-Canadian, she's Irish Canadian, Hispanic Canadian, Trinidadian Canadian. He's African Canadian, Middle Eastern Canadian, Italian Canadian, Jamaican Canadian. Now you're in Canada, loving just where you are, where you are. Now you're in Canada, loving just who you are. My country, Canada, happy is our way. Sipping on double doubles, they can make your day. Don't have to change yourself, remember all your roots. Respecting one another, blue collars and the suits. The First Nations people, they paved the way. Sharing up their land for us so we can stay. Wave your red and white flag so they can all now see. In Canada we are one loving family.
Welcome to the land of free speech, the home of 3 Sheet. And every Friday night we used to watch EC, Battle Axe Warriors, Half-Life and SARS, George Street, St. John, so many bars. I've heard in the prairies, pass through Pugwash. Every Canadian, what's up? I love your Atlantic Pacific. Music so wicked, Halifax, let's get specific. My own birthplace in the music business. Cape Breton got a Celtic tradition. Saskatoon, 306 digits. CFL, I'm with it. We down with 3 downs and make believe all I see now. We got dimes, that's a blue nose. Most beautiful women, yes you know. It's 902 every time I flow.
Loving just where you are, where you are. Now you're in Canada, loving just who you are, who you are. I'm a proud, proud, proud Canadian.
Me too.
Got so much love for this country, it saved me.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, I'm a proud, proud, proud Canadian.
The true north.
Got so much love for this country, it made me. From Vancouver to Calgary, wave your hands from Whitehorse to St. John's. Wave your hands from Montreal to Halifax. Wave your hands from Ottawa to Toronto. Now you're in Canada, loving just where you are, where you are. Now you're in Canada, loving just who you are, who you are. Now you're in Canada, loving just where you are, where you are. Now you're in Canada, loving just who you are, who you are. Now you're in Canada, loving just where you are,
Okay, we're back on
Hey,
the show
Max.
here. We got Max Brand joining us.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you all.
Now, Max, you got stuck in the subway this morning, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there was a sort of an accident delay down at Dundas, which was why I'm late. But what can you do? Like, you have no control, and it was frustrating to wait through the rain and then having to
Right.
Get off at college, and you just had to take the shortcut route
Yeah.
to the area which I am here now. So it's just like, it's the first day of school for everyone too. So
Yeah. A lot of people.
Yeah. So these kind of things happen. Like summer. Some would say summer is over. And we're gonna have warm weather for the next month or next
Right.
month. But I'm kind of glad that when I go out like certain days of the week, less headaches.
Right. Well, if you were walking down the street with that rocking kitty on your shirt, I'm sure they got out of your way really quick.
Where's that rocking kitty from, Max?
Well, I bought this T-shirt about 15
Wow,
years
that's cool.
ago, and this was down at
cool.
a show at the Molson Amphitheater when B.B. King was doing his tour thing.
Wow, that's great.
And he was pretty much up in age at that point. He had Buddy Guy on the show,
Yeah.
and a lot of great musicians that played on one of his shows. But
Right,
BB
Max.
doesn't tour as much as he has because
No.
he's up in age, and he'll commit to going to some place where he wants to perform.
Yeah. Now, Max, I saw an email from you over the weekend. Are you looking for some venues to play or something like that?
Yeah.
Yes, I am looking for venues to play with my band, because we were gonna rehearse sometime in the next week, but someone who shall remain anonymous told me, well, he would rather practice on the eve ahead of time for the gig.
Right.
So I've been going around asking clubs in places from here to I'll say to Oakville about doing some shows, opening for somebody or headlining to do do 3 sets of songs.
Right. Good. Well, you know what, Max, you're a real advocate for rock and roll too, because the last thing that we did together was at the Sound Academy with Rick Emmett. And he's a great volunteer. He helped Rick Emmett with his product, and we saw Max backstage again, so it was really great. He's out there rocking with everybody.
Well, it was great to be just to do the merch for Rick Warden, and he's a very great guy, and I hope that Rick will do another show like that.
He will.
And
Rick is my manager as well, Rick Wharton, but he also manages Rick Emmett, just so you can be clarified. Right?
Yes, and he's great, and he's known me a few times, but and I got to go to that show about 2 weeks ago, and it was great. Rick sounded great. I spent most of the night at the merch looking out to Rick's stuff.
Yep.
I really wish that he could have the merch, next to the stage. It would be easier for everybody, instead of being near the entrance.
Yeah, they have their requirements, and they can't keep it near the stage. They have, they can't have blocks of people, so they have a merch area at the Sound Academy. I know, I was talking to them about that.
Well, there was a merch at the back there. There was one table. Yeah. They could have done that, but I guess I think the stage is not. I think that's a little too small or something.
You know what they should do? They should have it right at the entrance.
Well,
so
that's
that
where it is.
everybody coming in and going out gets
Yes.
the opportunity to get some merch.
Right. The only problem that they didn't, they missed out on was after the show having Rick come out to, speak to the people. And I think maybe there was a reason for that, but
What, he did or he didn't?
He didn't. He stayed backstage,
Yeah.
but he didn't come out to maybe sign some autographs. I think it's overwhelming because there's a lot of people there.
yeah,
So I
it
mean,
could
how
be-
can he possibly speak to everybody?
Yeah.
So it'd be a little bit too time consuming.
Yeah.
So just have Max and Rick Wharton out there selling the merch is the best thing.
Yeah, getting back to wanting to do shows, I really miss performing live, and that's something I haven't done in a very, very long while. And I want to do three sets, if we could play on a Friday, Saturday night, or if we do a special show, like I would would do that because I know how to energize an audience, and I've been doing that for so long, like going to jams and stuff. But I definitely want to commit myself into performing live to an audience of people.
Great. Well,
and that's why I'm out there, like just telling people I want to do this because, like, everybody has known me for a while.
A long time.
Yeah, and they all know what I'm capable of doing.
Great.
Now,
Well, maybe come out there.
I've seen Max perform live. I think at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yes.
And now, Max, like, who's in your band? Because my impression is you got some of the best blues rock players in the city.
Awesome
Well, there's a
players.
guy, as I said, there's a guy named Billy Z, and he has this other guitar guy. I got my friend Keith, like he plays drums,
On
and I want
drums,
Keith, to be part of that because we've been buddies for quite a while, and I just like to see Keith play in front of a large audience.
Great.
And I think Keith would love that.
Now, are you going to be at the Superstarz event is coming up September 14th at the Black Swan. Are you going to be performing there that night, Max?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I won't be bringing my guys because they're paid to do this. They're not going to do this for free.
Right.
But I am going to do this because I'm doing this to help Valerie promote this contest.
Okay.
Great contest. Somebody's got to win the prize.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about what those prizes are, and we'll give out the website.
Okay, it's Superstarz.ca with the Superstars with a Z. And
Or a Z.
Or a Z.
Zed.
And not to forget, it's $25,000 in value. What they're going to be receiving is 3 songs recorded at Soundhouse Recording Studios. They're going to have 8 weeks of radio promotion for a single off of that EP. They're going to have their hair done by New You International. DBS Manufacturing is going to make some CDs, and it'll be distributed through DBS and Universal. And Soma Music and Errol Star will be producing.
Okay, so Superstars with a Z.ca for people can sign up, and they can come out on the 14th and see Max perform, see you perform, Val, maybe even see me perform.
Yes, with Valerie and the Dreamcatchers.
Yeah.
My band.
Okay, we don't have a name yet, so.
Right. So I look forward to seeing everybody out there, including
We'd
you.
like to see everybody come out to this thing, and
Yes.
you will never be disappointed.
Okay, now Max, before we split here, I just want to ask you, because I saw it when we were playing the video from Rebecca Nazz, the Canada Ace song. You were bopping pretty good over there.
Well, it is a good song, and it is a great song. There have been many people wanting to write about Canada, like Stomping Tom, maybe most notably of writing stuff about Canada from big cities, small cities. And we just got a young lady who wrote a good song about our country. That we're just like any good country in the world. Like maybe we're the most friendly like country in the world.
Okay, now Max, today is the Quebec election. Now, are you concerned about what's going on in Quebec? It looks like Pauline Marois might be poised for a PQ majority government. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Never followed much about Quebec politics. I think these people are, if they're willing to realize that, if they feel that they want to separate from us, I mean, that's them. But people are still going to go to Quebec because it's been around. Probably, it's one of the oldest countries in Canada.
Right, but do you really want to have to go through customs to get there?
Yeah, because there's going to be a customs, right?
Right?
I just don't think it's right.
No.
I mean, why would Quebec want to separate us? I don't know. This is something that it's been passed on. I think it's been passed on for generations that, you shouldn't talk to these those other folks in that neck of the woods. I mean, this and that. I think it just doesn't make it right. I mean,
Do you think they're going to be successful?
It's kind of sad to see Quebec, wanting to have a country of their own.
Well, they don't all want to, and I'm just hoping that they decide whether the PQ gets in or not. I mean, the Liberals can't be in power forever. Somebody's got to replace them at some point. But I just hope that it works out well for Canada and for everybody in Canada.
That's right.
Whether they speak English or French or...
Right.
Any language.
I'm actually from Alberta, and I'm Cree and French, and I don't speak a word of French, and I should.
I know.
You know, not good.
Okay. All right, Max. Thanks for doing this.
Goodbye.
Okay. So I don't know
Yeah,
what's
I don't
happening.
know.
Where's our next guest?
Catherine.
Let's just watch this thing from Darren Austin Hall, and
Yes.
we'll
As we're waiting.
and we'll hope that John Board shows up with his bees right after
Yes.
this.
He has bees.
guess we're going to have to sign off the show now.
Yeah. That's
I'm just thinking about
sad.
I used to work at Q107.
Yes,
and,
I did. Yeah.
And we're just talking about the good old days.
The good old days, yeah. The
'Cause,
Gary Slate days. I worked there with Gary Slate.
When they were at 2 Bloor
to Bloor,
West or
yeah.
East.
And then they moved to upon
Way
Yonge
up
Street
north.
to Yonge and Shepherd.
Yeah.
And I left about 1991. But I had some great times. I still see the guys all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I was talking about the Rock Report. I used to like that show a lot with
Yeah.
Steve Warden and John Derringer,
Yeah.
and they'd have the guy from Coney Hatch would show up all the time,
Yeah.
right? What's that
Yes.
guy?
It's not Steve Shelsky, but from the
Whoever that
lead
guy
singer
is.
from Coney
Coney
Hatch.
Hatch.
The lead singer. Carl Dixon, sorry.
Was that his name?
Carl, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, good band. I saw them once
Great
at
band.
Thorold.
Oh, they're excellent.
Yeah.
And he's still out there playing after he had a devastating accident in
Really?
Australia.
Oh my goodness.
He lost an eye.
He lost an eye. He's doing very, very well.
Wow.
He's still out there playing. Go see Coney Hatch.
Okay, so I guess that's it for the show. Max,
Yeah.
thanks for doing this.
Yep.
Okay, and
Thank you. See you maybe on the Friday on the September 14th. Come
Friday.
out
I'll
and perform.
be there Friday.
Yay.
and I might be there too. I'm not
too,
making a
you
commitment. I got to talk to my band. They're so hard to
Yes.
get out. It's like pulling teeth.
I know.
Plus,
we'll
we
still
got
come out and play with
We'll
us.
do our best. Okay.
Get you a plain bass.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll
Thank
be
you.
back
Good.
tomorrow.
Thanks
Don't
for
forget.
inviting me on the show. I
Yeah.
really had a great time.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Great.
No
Thanks for
problem.
doing this.
No
Superstars
problem.
with a Z.
With a
dot
Z.
.ca.
.ca.
Okay. Thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Carmen.
Okay, let's
My country, Canada, 4 seasons in one day. Flavors you can savor, make you wanna stay. Second generation immigrants struggled on their own, working hard to build their lives and call Canada home. You love the prairies, far, far as the eye can see. Rugged Rockies, maritime, so you're now with me. Wave your red and white flag so they can all now see. In Canada we are one loving family. I'm Indo-Canadian, she's Irish Canadian, Hispanic Canadian, Trinidadian Canadian. He's African Canadian, Middle Eastern Canadian, Italian Canadian, Jamaican Canadian. Eh. Now you're in Canada, eh, eh, eh. Loving just where you are, where you are. Now you're in Canada, eh, eh, eh. Loving just who you are, who you are. My country, Canada, hockey is our way. Sipping on double doubles, they can make your day. Don't have to change yourself, remember all your roots. Respecting one another, blue collars and the suits. The First Nations people, you know they paved the way, sharing up their land for us so we can stay. Wave your red and white flag so they can all now see. In Canada we are one loving family.
Welcome to the land of free speech, the home of 3 Sheet. And every Friday night we used to watch EC Battle Axe Warriors, Half-Life and SARS, George Street, St. John, so many birds. I'm party in the prairies, pass through Pugwash. Every Canadian, what's up? I love your Atlantic Pacific. Music so wicked, Halifax, let's get specific. My own birthplace in the music business. Cape Breton got a Celtic tradition. Saskatoon, 306 digits. CFL and with it. We down with 3 downs and maybe leave all I see now. We got dimes, that's a blue nose. Most beautiful women, yes you know. It's 902 every time
Now
I
you're in
flow.
Canada, eh, eh, eh. Loving just where you are, where you are. Now you're in Canada, eh, eh, eh. Loving just who you are, who you are. I'm a proud, proud, proud Canadian.
Me too.
Got so much love for this country, it saved me.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, I'm a proud, proud, proud Canadian.
The true north.
Got so much love for this country, it
all
made
love.
me. From Vancouver to Calgary, wave your hands from Whitehorse to St. John's. Wave your hands from Montreal to Halifax. Wave your hands from Ottawa to Toronto. Now you're in Canada, eh, eh, eh. Loving just where you are, where you are. Now you're in Canada, eh, eh, eh. Loving just who you are, who you are. Now you're in Canada, eh, eh, eh. Now then, just where you are,